Welcome, everybody. Please be seated. My name is Luke Robbins. I'm the president of Peninsula College. First, if you will, join me in a round of applause for the Kenmore Pipe Band, who helped us create the necessary pomp and circumstance for our commencement every year. I told them before we started the procession that it might sound a little odd, but we had missed the bagpipes. And we're glad to have them back, and we're glad that we could be here today to do an in-person commencement. We're actually doing two today. And just as a point of pride, we're one of the few colleges in the state that's doing face-to-face commencements this year. So thanks to everybody for being safe, staying socially distant, and helping us have a good ceremony today. Let me tell you just a little bit about our process today. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the faculty, and the staff, welcome to our 59th commencement for Peninsula College. Today we come to celebrate the awarding of over 469 degrees and certificates, and to recognize the hard work of our graduates, our faculty and staff, and the support of the graduates' families and friends. Before we continue with the program, let me take this opportunity to ask you to make sure that your cell phones are off or silent for the remainder of the ceremony. Thank you. Peninsula College recognizes and honors that we are on the traditional lands of the Clallam and Sklallam peoples. In 2007, faculty, staff, tribal leaders, elders, students, and community members opened the doors of Acoustanaut, the House of Learning, the Peninsula College Longhouse, as a center for cultural expression and educational achievement. This vision has been woven together by Peninsula College and 6 sovereign nations: the Hoh, the Quileute, the Makah, the Port Gamble Sklallam, the Jamestown Sklallam, and Lower Elwha Sklallam. In the spirit of Acoustanaut, a place where we teach, learn, and share our cultures, our traditions, and our identities, we welcome you to this special event. We likewise would like to acknowledge that our commencement ceremonies today, by happenstance as it turns out, are taking place on the date of our newest national holiday, Juneteenth, which commemorates the day in 1865 that slaves in Galveston, Texas, learned of their emancipation, over 2.5 years after President Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863. We would be remiss if we did not take a moment to reflect on the importance of this day in the history of our nation. Now let me take just a moment to introduce our platform guests. Please hold your applause until I have introduced everyone. Representing the Peninsula College Board of Trustees, Eric Rohrer, our immediate past chair, Julie McCullough, our chair-elect, Mike Glenn, vice chair-elect, Mr. Dwayne Johnson, and Dr. Mike Maxwell. Also like to introduce Dr. Stephen Thomas, our vice president of instruction. Our speakers today will be Judge Eric Rohrer, and at this ceremony, Rachel Anderson. Our thanks are also due to the commencement team who've worked so hard to make today a great day. And let me just say, this was not an easy planning event, given the situation we've had with COVID over the last year. They've done a tremendous amount of work to make today happen for all of you graduates and families and friends. So I want to say thank you to all those who helped decorate, prepared diplomas, and performed all the other hundreds of tasks that are necessary to make today so special. Let's give them all a round of applause. Thank you. Before I introduce our commencement speakers today, I'd like to tell you a little bit about the class of 2021. And incidentally, we have some members of the class of 2020 with us today who chose to walk with this graduating class because they were unable to do so last year. Today, 469 students will earn their degrees and certificates at Peninsula College. This does not include our GED graduates, of whom we're very proud. Our graduates this year range in age from 18 to 71, and the average age is 28. There are 11 international students representing 4 different countries graduating from PC today. We'll award a total of 469 degrees and certificates, including 24 bachelor's degrees in applied science. In addition, 89 Running Start students will earn both a high school diploma and a degree from PC this year. 51 students earned the President's Medal this year, which requires earning at least 45 college-level credits with a GPA of 3.85 or better on a 4.0 scale. Our graduation class also includes all Washington academic team members, Vanessa Afandi and Mel Gith. Let's give them all a round of applause. And now I'd like to introduce Judge Eric Rohr, who will provide some words on behalf of the Board of Trustees. Judge Rohr.
Thank you, Dr. Robbins. My goodness. I'm from Forks. It's kind of like a heat wave here. It's broken 50. So I too have some folks I would like to thank. In addition to President Robbins, I would like to thank my fellow board members. This is my 13th and final year on this board, and these have been an outstanding group of people to work with over the years. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank our top-notch faculty and our staff. I've been involved with this college for a long time, the better part of 30 years in some capacity, and I truly think that it's our people that are our greatest asset here at Peninsula College. And finally, I'd like to thank you and congratulate all of you graduates and your friends and families for coming out to today's live event. It's an honor to be here. So, good sight to see you all here. I appreciate the opportunity to make some remarks on behalf of the Board of Trustees. This is actually my first opportunity to ever speak at one of these things. I've been to a few, but this is my first commencement comments on behalf of the board. And I'm actually a little nervous about it. I got to admit, most of my recent public speaking has been to, well, shall we say, captive audiences where they had to listen to me. So I did spend some time, though, thinking about this and thinking about what would be important to do here, what would be important to say. I wanted to make some deep, meaningful, life-changing comments that would just be riveting for you and help you navigate the future. Everything I came up really seemed kind of more like a bad Hallmark card, though, to be honest. So, you know the stuff, keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. Yeah. But no, then I realized that I had attended a few of these commencement events over the years, and that certainly I could reach back to that body of knowledge and come up with some sort of comments that would serve the day. And honestly, I gave it some thought, and I thought about it, and I thought about my graduations, and really the only part I remember is the part where they said my name and when they handed me the diploma. The rest of it's kind of a wash, to be honest. So I guess the takeaways from that, for me, especially, you know, this might be a disappointment if you were hoping that I would provide today some sort of real dry dissertation. I decided really the best thing to do would be just to keep it brief. So I do want to acknowledge, I guess, the obvious that, you know, we've been through some of the most challenging times that any of us can remember. Despite these challenges, you've successfully graduated, you're moving on with your lives, and that deserves to be recognized and to be celebrated. And that's what this is about today. And I think this is the recognition part. Maybe there's a little celebration, but I'm assuming there will be more to come. So Today is a big day, though, and each and every one of us should be proud to be a pirate today. So on behalf of the Peninsula College Board of Trustees, congratulations and best wishes for the future. Thank you.
Thanks, Judge Rohr. We actually have the privilege of having two student speakers, one at this commencement exercise and then another at our 3 o'clock. And it's my pleasure at this point to introduce your speaker for this noon event, Rachel Anderson. Rachel is a near lifelong resident, graduating from Sequim High School in 2008. She's a wife and the mother of 3 kids. Her passion is serving the community. As a Head Start Policy Council chairperson, a board member of OLICAP, a board member of the Sequim Education Foundation, a Washington State Association of Head Start and ECEAP parent ambassador, a volunteer at the Sequim Farmers and Artisans Market, and a Sequim City Council member. She's a busy young lady. But she's not done yet. In the future, Rachel plans to get an associate degree in hospitality and ecotourism, a bachelor's degree in applied management, and possibly a master's degree in human services or community leadership. She'd like to work for and eventually lead a nonprofit organization. Judging from her accomplishments so far, I'd say that's a goal that's going to be attained in the near future. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Rachel Anderson.
Y'all, I'm pretty short. Was there a step stool or anything? Do we know? Yay! Thank you. Oh my God, I can see everyone. Oh, all right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's so good to be here after such a crazy year of chaos. Oh my God, let me tell you what, 3 kids, 24/7, Nobody told me I'd be doing that. Anyway, all right. So I guess I'll start out with a little bit of a personal story. About 5 or 6 years ago, I had pretty crippling social anxiety. I would have breakdowns at the grocery store. And I went to therapy to deal with some things, and it really helped me figure out how to handle myself. And you know what? I'm going to take this off. It's kind of hard to breathe through. Sorry about that. Where was I? Oh, so I went to therapy, and I decided that being involved in my community is really rewarding, and I really wanted to be a part of that. So when I when my husband and I put our daughter into Head Start, I joined the Head Start Policy Council, and being on council really built my confidence in social interactions. But going to Peninsula College really helped me build my confidence in myself and my abilities, both as an academic and as a parent. And this year has really shown me how resilient I can be. And I really hope it's the same for everybody here today. So on to my speech. While I have the opportunity, I'd like to thank a few people, because if it weren't for them, I wouldn't be here today. I'd like to thank the professors I had over the past year and a half, Professor Fetro, Professor Knight, Professor Williams, Dr. Lovejoy, and Dr. Snyder. It was with your feedback that I was able to build confidence in my abilities as an academic and as a professional. I'd also like to thank everyone at the Work First BFET Lab. Edie, Willow, I Irene, Annie, Kelly, Emma, and Brian, you work so hard to do everything you can to help students succeed. Thank you so much for your support and helping me believe that I can do anything. And I'd also like to thank everybody in all the different kinds of departments at the college, because it really takes a village to help people succeed, and everybody here works really cohesively. So thank you so much for that. And thank yous for my family. I want to thank my husband for being my biggest cheerleader and dealing with my attitude when I was overwhelmed. I also want to thank him for being my best friend. Yeah. And a lifelong teammate in raising 3 kids and building a life we can be proud of. And last but not least, I want to thank my kids for constantly keeping me on my toes and only asking me questions when I sat down to do my homework. You keep my head in the clouds, and you remind me that surprises are still a good thing. And to the graduates, in case no one has told you today, you are amazing, and you should be so proud of your hard work, because this last year and almost year and a half it's been a real doozy, y'all. And I ended up writing a poem for the graduates because I was so moved by how hard we worked through a pandemic. So I really hope you like my poem. All right. A little dry, sorry. Celebrate your perseverance. Celebrate you. Hold your head high. When someone asks, what did you do during the pandemic? Don't be shy. We worked and we struggled for so long, but we made it through. We did it. There may have been trying days, but we always knew that we would adapt and overcome and be better on the other side. We have earned this moment. Stand tall and with pride. This year has been crazy. This year has been so hard, but we are coming out the other side, although a little scarred. We worked through uncertainty, darkness, and pain. We worked through overwhelming breakdowns and through a virus's reign over the globe, over our sanity, over our entire lives. Some learned that we're content with ourselves, and some learned what really helps us thrive. We've done a lot of learning over the last year. We've learned how to help, how to heal, how to be more sincere, how to step up when everyone else feels down, how to be someone to talk to when no one else is around. We've learned to be more patient and to give more grace. We've learned that achievement in life is a marathon, not a race. We need to take time for what matters most in our souls, our friends, our family, our hopes, and our goals. We've learned to be more gentle and to be more kind. We've learned that our biggest hurdle is our own mind. We've learned that we have a lot to learn and that it's okay to not be okay. And we've learned that it's important that we have the chance to say that we've done our best and we're doing what we can, that it's all right if we don't have it all figured out. It's okay if we don't have a plan. It's our ability to spin a negative into a positive that can get us through rough moments, and our ability to see the positive that we decide who we keep closest. It is our mindset, our actions, and our words that can make or break someone's day. And it's our mindset, our actions, and our words that can make or break the way we see the world, see ourselves, and the way we see each other, and change the way we interact when we see someone suffer. To open up our perspective and grant us the ability to eagerly take hold of an opportunity. Do not fear the unknown, but be excited for a chance to show what we're made of and to show that it's not happenstance. We are here to make a difference and to follow our dreams. We are the proof of what can be achieved, even if it seems like the world is up against us and there's no end in sight. We can be the ones to offer a hand and be a positive light. When the going gets tough, the tough will stand strong. We have proven time and time again that we've had it in us all along. Courage, resilience, an open mind, and an open heart. We are inspiration incarnate, from which others can make beautiful art. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you, Rachel. So a social activist and a poet. Good for you. Good for you. So let's give our commencement speakers another round of applause, Rachel and Dr. Rohr, or Judge Rohr. Thanks for sharing your thoughts with us today. So now it's time to turn to the real task at hand, which is the conferring of degrees. But before we do, let's recognize some individuals, graduates, who have helped you get where you sit today. And we've already alluded to some of them. First of all, would the faculty and staff of Peninsula College please rise? And I see some of you back there, so stand up. Thank you. The intellectual core of our college is our faculty. Their knowledge, their expertise, and their good counsel have helped you achieve your goals. In the past year, when they were faced with a truly massive disruption caused by the pandemic, they demonstrated determination, stamina, and grace. Their dedication and focus on teaching and learning during the past year is the core of our mission. And through it all, they never let that focus wander, despite the challenges they were facing, both professionally and personally. Likewise, the unselfish and student-centered work from our staff has supported you as you pursued your goals in a year like no other in our college's history. Together, our faculty and staff make Peninsula College the special place that it is. Please join me in giving them a round of applause. While Dr. Thomas makes his way to the other podium, let me say to you graduates also, completing a college degree takes focus, determination, and especially in the last year, perseverance. But it also takes the support of friends and family to complete that journey. So graduates, join me in recognizing those friends and family who are here today or who are watching our live stream and have supported you on your road to success. Now I'd like to introduce our Vice President for Instruction, Dr. Stephen Thomas, who will present the graduates.
Good afternoon. On this day of celebration, it is an honor and privilege to present the candidates for graduation. President Robbins, the candidates before you today have completed the requirements prescribed by the faculty for diplomas, certificates, Associate in Arts, Associate in Science, Associate in Applied Science, and the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees. These candidates have demonstrated academic excellence as they prepare to engage in the good trouble that is necessary to strengthen communities, to transform lives, theirs and the lives of others, and attain success. On behalf of the faculty, I request that you grant them their degrees, along with the rights and privileges thereto attached.
Thank you, Dr. Thomas. The appropriate academic authorities have determined and have so reported to me that these students have satisfactorily completed the course of study prescribed by the faculty under which they enrolled as a candidate. In accordance with the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I now admit each of you as qualified for your degree, in token whereof you will subsequently receive your diploma. Graduates, please rise and come forward one row at a time to receive your degrees, certificates, and diplomas.
The following 2020 graduate students will be receiving the Bachelor's of Applied Science. Rochelle Lynn Ferretti. Jason Jones. Kate Elise Henninger. The following students will be receiving the Bachelor's of Applied Science. Leonard James Hitz. Madeline Laurie Kohler. Yadira L. Torres. Lori Lynn Larson. Kathleen Ann O'Connell. Carly Marie Corinne Baker. Jordan Riley Gates. Brittany Alexis Gale. Kristen Faith McGuffey. Colton Dean McGuffey. Donald Spencer Washburn. The following 2020 graduate students will be receiving the Associate in Science, Associate in Science Honors, Associate in Business Honors, Associate in Nursing degrees, Associate in Applied Science, and Associate in Applied Science Transfer degrees. Brandy Lee Wilkinson. Kristen Elise Wilhelm Stark. Christina M. Matson. Andrea C. Austin. Zach King. Monica Angel Berkseth. Brandon Richard Galobe. The following students will be receiving the Associate in Science Honors, Associate in Business Honors, Associate in Nursing degrees, Associate in Applied Science, and Associate in Applied Science transfer degrees for 2021. Thank you. Tina Louise Bainbridge. Stephanie Lynn Dunn. Maxwell Harris Buckner. Congrats. Peyton Rain Lawson. John Linehan. Sebastian Tank Sheets. Nathaniel Parker Drake. Ian River Tobias Collins. Ashton Townley Reynolds. Karen Lee. Wendy Rose Caldwell. Caitlin Meyer. Karen Ann Huffman. Cheryl Ann Easterling. Jacob T. Robbins. Scott T. Markley. Clover M. Ware. Kayla Kayleen Logan. Amber Cherie Miller. Shirag Patel. Candace Jackson. Anton Kostler. Ella Kathleen Marie Crone. Joshua James Callahan. Hannah Mae Johnson. Daniel Carl Eads. Lois Jean Spicer. Ashley L. Mulvihill. Babette Markishton. Brooke Elizabeth Hodges Harvey. Benjamin Carl Lorman. Christian A. Wing Kovarik. Robert Fours. Catherine Gatorson. Sheila Brooke Fullingham. Marina V. Jacobs. April Marie Standridge. Kelly Jean Peterson. Alicia Ann Marie Clark. Caitlin Vieta. Vanessa Afandi. Savannah Rose Meyer. Taylor B. Martin. Masaya Takahashi. Randy Marie Owens. Tavish Stanley. Hunter John Newton. The following 2020 graduate students will be receiving the high school diploma in general education certificates. Riley Glenn. The following students will be receiving the high school diploma in general education certificates for 2021. Brandy Lynn Keo Hokaloli. Sandra Marie McConnell. Kyle Sessions. Shalina Erickson. Garrett W. Linderman, Associate of Arts and Science, of Applied Science. The following students will be receiving the one-year certificates. Tazara Walkendorf. Zachary David Brum. Michael Brandon Hudler. And Rachel Anderson.
While we're waiting for the photos to finish up, I got to say, in 40 years in higher education, I've never fist bumped at a commencement exercise. I kind of like it, except my knuckles are sore. But thanks for everybody for your patience as we've gone through this. This has been an interesting experience for us this year, but we wanted to try to have this ceremony in person for you all. So you're welcome. We're doing the best we can. I think we pulled it off pretty well. So we're just about done. But before we conclude, let me take just a minute to speak directly to you, graduates. I say this each year, and probably never more true this year than in years past. But I think you need to know PC is a special place, and you may not recognize that now, but I think somewhere down the road you will. At PC, we really recognize the centrality of teaching and learning, and we strive to creating a learning environment based on principles of mutual respect and dignity. You studied in a place that encourages critical thinking and freedom of expression. We hope that during the time you spent with us here, you were both challenged and changed by your course of study, by your professors, and by your peers. We know beyond a doubt that you were challenged by the pandemic in ways that were unprecedented, and that none of us could have imagined just 15 months ago. The very fact that you're sitting here today proves beyond the shadow of a doubt that you rose to those challenges through hard work, perseverance, and perhaps with some support from unexpected quarters when you least expected it but needed it the most. You're living proof that students from all walks of life can succeed and prosper in a respectful, engaging, and supportive environment. As you look back on your time with us, it's easy to see graduation as an end of things, but we don't call this exercise a commencement by accident. It's also the beginning of a new chapter in your life, and we all feel fortunate to have shared this chapter with you, especially as we look back on a year like no other. It's customary, for me as the last speaker, to leave you as the graduating class with some sort of a pithy quote, as Judge Rohrer said earlier, so that you can ponder that as you leave us. And every year I try to find a perfect pithy quote. And I'm also with Dr. Rohrer, or Judge Rohrer, that there's no such thing as the perfect pithy quote. But try as I might, I keep coming back to three that I'm going to share with you to maybe think about a little bit as you go off to celebrate this afternoon. You can't live, I don't think, in the United States or in Western civilization without having either read or seen the Lord of the Rings, right? So in that novel, set of novels actually, J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, Bilbo Baggins has this to say to his nephew, Frodo, and he's foreshadowing the quest that Frodo is about to undertake. This is what Bilbo said. "It's a dangerous business, Frodo, going out your door. You step onto the road, and if you don't keep your feet, there's no knowing where you might be swept off to. Hopefully, you will get swept off to some unexpected new adventures. And like Frodo, I hope you accept your quest when it comes to you. And when you do, remember these two pieces of advice. Henry David Thoreau said, "Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you imagined." And Confucius said, "Wherever you go, go with all your heart." Congratulations to each of you, and I wish you the best of luck. And now, ladies and gentlemen, will the graduates please rise? I'd like to present to you the graduating class of 2020 and 21 at Peninsula College. Let's give them a round of applause. Thanks for your patience in joining us for this special event, which, by the way, is as I said, one of the few in-person commencements in the state this year. At this time, we're going to encourage graduates, families, and friends to continue to celebrate the day safely. To that end, we've chosen not to have our customary reception for graduates, and we ask that graduates, you connect with your family and friends, observing safe social distance after the processional so that we don't have large gatherings of graduates and guests in any one area near this venue. We really appreciate your assistance in this matter, and with that, let's proceed with the recessional.